What's going on, guys? It's Dario Del Priore here, one half of the Del Priore brothers, and today we're going to be talking about the 3 S's for SMMA retention. What do you have to do to keep your clients? That's what everybody wants to know in the agency game, and today I'm going to be spilling some game for you guys. These are the 3 S's that you need to know to keep your clients essentially for life. Who doesn't want to keep their clients for life? If you get a client, they sign up, why not have them pay an invoice every single month? Who doesn't want that? The first S of the 3 S's is going to be support. Guys, if a client has a question, you need to be there to answer their question almost immediately. I have a WhatsApp chat set up with the service delivery team on the back end, and anytime a client has a question, if it's something I can answer, if it's very specific, I go in and I'll answer it. If it's something that a different team member can answer because I'm busy doing something, I literally just assign out that WhatsApp chat. So I just type in the client name and then I say WhatsApp chat, because we put all our clients in the WhatsApp chat. So if a client has a certain question in the service delivery chat I have with my team, I literally say whatever the client's name is, WhatsApp chat, and then I tag the team member that I want to go take a look at it. They're all in this chat. If they see that, they give it a thumbs up. That's their cue to me where, okay, if they thumbs up the chat, I know that they're seeing it. They'll give it a thumbs up. Then I know they're going to take a look at it and they have to respond to it. So that's one thing where if a client has a question, we're on top of it almost immediately. Unless it's something a little bit more in depth, then okay, I understand. Maybe we have to set up a Zoom call, whatever the case may be. And if we do have to set up a Zoom call, another thing too, guys, sometimes clients will ask me like, hey, what times are you free for a Zoom call? One thing that I was doing, I'd say for the first year of running our agency, was I was just putting together a list of times. It would take me like 10 to 15 minutes every single time when a client would say, hey Dario, when are you free for a Zoom call? I would have to go into my calendar, type up all the times that I was available. That is something that I no longer do because there's a tool. This was a game changer for me, honestly. If you look it up, it's a Google plugin. It's called Appointment Scheduling by Free Blocks. It's a Google Chrome plugin. If you download it, when you go to type in an email, you can literally click on this plugin and then it gives you times. If you just select the day that you're free, so say for example, I want to take a Zoom call with this client from September 19th to September 22nd. If I just click and I filter by that duration, it'll show me just times that are available on my Google Calendar during that time duration. And it'll literally put them in an order. That's beautiful. And you could just send it right to the client. So instead of sitting there typing up all the times that you're free, it automatically does it for you with the click of a button, which is phenomenal. It saves me so much time because I still get clients. I'd say around a client every single day, hey Dario, when are you free for a Zoom call? I don't want to have to sit there and type that up. I'd rather just have a plugin that does that for me automatically. That's essentially what gets the job done for me, honestly. So number 1 is your support, guys. If a client has a question, you have to be on it immediately. There's no ands, ifs, or buts. I'd say the maximum you want a client waiting for a response is like 24 hours. And even then, that's kind of just ridiculous. I get on it in an hour or two, myself or a team member, just to give them a heads up of like, hey, this is a more in-depth thing. We'll take a look into it. But if it's a little question in a pinch, you just answer it right away. It's no problem at all. So number 1 is going to be support. Number 2, guys, is going to be your service. So what actual service are you providing to this client? That is going to affect your retention ridiculously, right? So say, for example, you run a Facebook ads agency and that's all you do. You just run a client's Facebook ads. What do you think is stickier? If you just run a client's Facebook ads into a landing page that's not associated to their website, or if you manage their CRM, you manage their paid ads, you manage their SEO, you're taking leads from other traffic sources that they get, you're funneling them into one platform for them. That is so much harder to get rid of as opposed to just the guy that runs Facebook ads for them, where some months they get an ROI and some months they don't. That's why you see all these Facebook ads agencies churn day and night, because it's a market. It's a live marketplace, as opposed to if you're getting in the client's assets, you're setting them up with calendars, you're doing all that as opposed to just handing them over leads. You're doing more for them. So if you're doing more for somebody, it's a lot harder for them to get rid of you. So your service plays into it a ridiculous amount. It has everything to do with it. Your service has to be on point. You want to be doing as much as you possibly can for the client, and the person that goes above and beyond will always get paid more. That's just how it is. If you're doing more for them, you get paid more. So number 2 is your service. What actual service that you select? If you select and you're just like, hey, I want to be the ads guy, that's fine. But the person that takes leads from other traffic sources that they're getting, like their website, like all these other pain points that they're having, and essentially funnels them into one place for them, they're going to be harder to get rid of as opposed to you if you're just running their Facebook ads. So you got to know going into it, is my service sticky enough? That's a question you should ask yourself. If a business owner wanted to get rid of me tomorrow, would they be able to without it affecting them? Because a paid ad, they could turn it on and off. Like I mentioned, it's a live marketplace. You could turn that on and off when you want. But if you're managing their website leads, you have the contact form on their website, you're doing so much more for them. It's not just an overnight decision. So you want to make sure you get sticky enough. And yeah, number 2 is your service. You got to make sure your service is on point. Whatever you pick, it has to be sticky. You have to get in their business if you want to keep their money, quite frankly. Because if you're valuable enough, they'll pay you the fee every month. The 3rd S, and the most important S in my opinion, is a skilled staff. To this day, guys, my staff teaches me things and they solve issues that not even that I wouldn't have the brain power to do, but I'm worrying and managing so many other things where if I could just hand something over to a staff member and they take care of it, it takes so much weight off my plate. They solve it. And then I look at it after and I say, okay, thank you. And then I understand what happened, as opposed to me sitting there trying to figure everything out. I have figured out the service delivery and what's involved in it. Of course, I know exactly what goes on. So if something pops up, absolutely, I know exactly how to take care of it. But my staff knows things, and they know different departments that I am not necessarily an expert in. They know certain things that I am not necessarily experts in, and they can teach me certain things. So you want to have a skilled staff to where if a client has a question on something that you're unsure of as the agency owner, you have a staff member there that's like, I've done that in the past, let's do it, here's how you do it. If you have a skilled staff, they will take so much of the headache off of your plate. But in order to get a skilled staff, you have to have good SOPs. I think that's going to be the fourth S. I'm adding another S in here right now, guys. So this is really off the cusp. But we are adding SOPs. If you don't have SOPs, get ready to burn, because the person with SOPs will knock you out of the ballpark any day of the week. The guy with SOPs that knows exactly when a client's going to go live, exactly what happens when a client's signed, they're going to knock you out. If you're a new agency owner and you don't have any SOPs, start getting them in place. Just write them out. Here's what I would recommend. You record a Loom video of you literally just going through everything that happens. And what Loom will do for you is they will write up a transcript. It auto-generates a transcript after you record a video. So once you have that transcript, you literally put it into ChatGPT and you say, make SOPs out of this transcript. It's not even something you have to type up. You just have to record a video of you talking, and then the SOPs will get put together for you if you put it in ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT does its thing, because it's obviously going to do its thing. So SOPs are so massively important. If you don't have SOPs, even if it's on a minor level and a minor fundamental level, as you're figuring out the building blocks of building your agency, you want to start building your SOPs. One thing, even in the very beginning, that I was always like big on was like, there's got to be a perfect way to do service delivery. Like there has to be like a perfect way. And I would always talk to Luke about this. I'd say like, maybe there's like a mentor that we can get to help us build our systems. And there absolutely are mentors that will help you out. But SOPs and just like in terms of order of certain systems taking place, that's something that you have to build out on your own. Nobody's going to just teach you that, and you're not going to be able to just buy that. If you want to buy somebody's fucking SOPs, get ready to buy their company. And if you're a new agency owner, you more than likely don't have the money to buy a company. You don't. You're starting an agency for a reason. So you have to build your SOPs from the ground up. It's not easy, but number one, my biggest recommendation, learn high level. If you're starting an agency with a CRM in place, which I would highly recommend. If you're not doing that, you're not taking advantage of all the leads that the client's getting. Get high level, learn high level. That's number one. That has to be done if you want to start an agency, especially a CRM plus an SEO model agency that we run. You got to do it. And you want to start building out your SOPs like right away, guys. I don't care what scale you're at. You could be a 5K a month, you could be a 10K a month. If you have some team, even if it's just you and you're a one-man show right now, you want to have SOPs so you're not overwhelmed. So start building those out. Those are my 4 S's. We added one in there. So you have support, service, skilled staff, and SOPs. Support meaning in terms of if a client issue pops up, you're going to be there to solve it, either you or a team member. Your service, what are you picking as your service that you're going to fulfill for this client? Is it going to be just CRM? Is it going to be CRM plus ads? Is it going to be CRM plus ads plus SEO? Not the bigger of a service that you do, but the more you actually provide for the client, the stickier you are in their business, which allows you to make more money long term. So you want to make sure the service that you're picking just guarantees your retention. Like I mentioned, if you're doing more, it's harder for the business owner to get rid of you. So your service is very dependent on the amount of months that you actually keep a client, and that depends on your retention tremendously. You want to make sure you have skilled staff in place. If an issue support-wise does pop up, they can get it answered right away. You want to make sure they're on command, where if you need something done, they got you covered. You want to have a staff that has your back. I know mine does. And number 4, you want to have SOPs in place so that every time you get a client, it's like when you go to a restaurant, right? When you get a bowl to go, like Chipotle, the rice comes, and then if you want beans, then you get beans. If you want chicken, you get chicken or you get steak. It's not like they're thinking every single time. It's just there. That's how you want your agency to feel. It should just flow. Every time you get a client, boom, 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 done. And it does take a while to get there. It's not this overnight process, but you will build it up to be something that once you have your SOPs in place, it's definitely a good feeling because you know that every time you get a client, this can get rolled out every single time and you don't have to think. You want to build things, guys, where you're not really having to think too much. I don't like to think on a daily basis in terms of every single time we were to sign a client, what do we do? I don't have to think like that anymore. At one point, I definitely did. SOPs, just so you guys know, standard operating procedures, they allow you not to think because you build them out once and then your team and yourself have them. So I hope that was helpful, guys. These are the 4 S's that you need to keep your clients for life. Really hope you enjoyed the video. Like, follow, and subscribe for more content. I'll see you in the next one. Now go work.